I grew up in Soweto at a time when there was a lot of tension between the ANC and the IFP. That tension sort of got exposed in the way people related. So your neighbors and the people around you, there was always some kind of suspicion because of the nature of the politics back then. So it was interesting to have that as my experience, like as an experience that opens me up to the world, basically. I have this memory of during an exam at school, we had to draw a diagram of an ear, and the teacher came up behind me and whispered to me that I would get very good marks for the kind of diagram that I did. And I think throughout school there were moments like that that made me aware that I had a skill that I could work with. My father also discovered that I had the skill, and he supported it by making sure that I always had material to work with. But my brother, who was also quite involved in my schooling or just guidance in general, had applied to UCT without me knowing. So when it came to enrollment, I had issues with like funds to get to VETS, but luckily like a week later or so I got a letter from the University of Cape Town to say that they were offering an entrance scholarship. So I just packed and then left for Cape Town. I was lucky enough to be exposed to Jane Alexander, who's one of the artists that I've been following. And she became like a mentor to some extent. I work mainly with images or visions that I experience myself in my own dreams. My mother would tell me about her dreams and visions, and the way she would describe them, I would receive them as like symbols and images. And that's when I got interested in working with symbolism. But also with what I do with my work is that I use my biography to try to understand basically the lived conditions of black people in South Africa in general. Because I feel like my experiences are not very different from the next person's experiences. So by putting a lens on myself, I guess, like it opens up that narrative. I trained as a sculptor, but I progressed on to work with photography. But I feel like there's a marriage in all these mediums. So for me, it's usually about the image that I want to show and then trying to see what medium fits best. My next step moving forward is to continue trying to take my work to the world, basically. A big thank you to Standard Bank and the National Arts Festival for the program that they've been running for as many years as they have. And I'm glad that I'm part of the list of artists that they've chosen as young artists. So I'm very thankful, and I wish that they continue to do the work and bring out artists that South Africans need to know about. So.